When I started PLK, I had core values, and I felt it was important to list them for everybody so they could understand them. You have love, you have integrity, you have value, you have excellence, you have philanthropy, you have respect, you have ownership, you have unity, and you have drive. Love is, I think there's just that warm smile, saying hello, shaking somebody's hand and looking them in the eye is how you show love. And that's how we do it here. I mean, I like to think I go out of my way to say hi to people as I come in the office. So, or if it's somebody's birthday, saying happy birthday. That's how we show love here at PLK.
I know we demonstrate love with our internal and our external customers. So from all of our internal employees, all of you guys, it is so many things. It is closing down our sites 4 times a year, just like this event, to get together as an organization and a company so that you can put faces with names with people and, communicate with people across different departments and different sites and just take a break from what we do, which is hard work. It's not rocket science, but it's hard, demanding work, from our benefit program, which I will tell you that we spend an extensive amount of time each year going through that. Some things are outside of our control, but trying to make sure that we're giving top-notch benefit programs to all of our employees. And then I think it's absolutely demonstrated in how people interact with one another. So I think that the love value is evident in communication, whether that's email, whether that's reaching out to another team member in a different department, whether that's your own department and team that you work with, your own on-site team. It's just evident. It is a thread that is through everything that we do within this organization.
Well, I think integrity to me means that we're honest with the people we work with, and that we're always doing the right thing. So I think at PLK, it's demonstrated, almost on a daily basis, and we have the luxury with PLK to do the right thing, even though it may cost us more money up front. It's how we've been able to form the relationships that we have in not only the market, but also with our vendors. And that's why in the market, why so many people want to work with us, and why vendor relationships, why the vendors why we have such long-term relationships with the vendors that we have.
At PLK, integrity means doing what's right, not what's easy. Doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. Those two things tie together. What I mean by doing what's right, not what is easy is, really what it sounds like. It's, it can be oftentimes be easy to lie. To do the easy thing, not the right thing. Because it's quick, easy. It's the easiest thing to do at that moment. But it will catch up to you. My word means a lot to me. And doing it right, what's right pays big dividends. Not right now, but in the future. That's what we do at PLK, is we do what's right, not what is easy.
I think that this is one that is difficult a lot of times for people to understand how many things that they impact with value. One of the first things that comes to mind, because I am an operator at heart and it's how I started, is how much money we pour back into our apartment communities. So some people may see that, some may not, but when you think about our special projects division and how much money that we put into these projects on our assets, where I will tell you, out of looking at a lot of properties that we go to buy, it's one of the number one things that is evident is deferred maintenance, deferred capital, because they're not pouring back into their properties. So, those are big things that keep our sites running smoothly, making sure that we are allowing our residents to see the value of what we're pouring back into the site. These are people's homes. It's where they choose to live. It's where they want to be proud when their family comes over or their friends. So I think that's a big one. Also, the value that we reinvest in doing our renovation programs at so many of our communities. Again, you're talking about, large amounts of money, so over $7 million that we're pouring back into our assets to make sure that when the time has come and we need to remain competitive or we need to reduce ongoing maintenance costs, we're going to reinvest back into that product.
So at PLK, the reinvestment that we put into our properties is easily displayed and apparent to anyone that compares us to other properties in our class. And that's what we try to do, is provide the best product available for the product that's in this class. And when you go to other properties, when we're touring other properties to buy or to shop or to get comp analysis done, you really see the difference between a PLK property and a non-PLK property. And whether or not it's here in our home market in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky, Dayton, or whether or not it's in the other markets that we're looking at in Florida, just the quality that our residents get to experience every day. They can tell that we treat our properties as if we were going to live there ourselves. And it's why so many of our employees choose to live on site as well.
So how do I see excellence demonstrated in PLK is really prevalent through everybody's role. I think that one of the things that we've worked really hard on over the years is that empowerment and autonomy with people in order for them to make decisions. And, I think that mediocrity doesn't live here. We don't really have people that we rub elbows with that have that. Everybody is always striving to do what is right, what's not easy, which is something that our owner instilled in us several years ago. And I know that we operate as that, is that we want to make sure that we're doing what's right, whether that's internally or whether that's for our customers, and, really celebrating excellence. So I am somebody that never just did the status quo. And I think that that is something that we see a lot with our people, is that it's not just about doing your job, it's about striving to do it in the best of the ability that you can, which is that excellence factor, which then, it impacts everything. It impacts our best places to work. It impacts how we give back within the community. If we didn't have that excellence core value, then we would be okay. We would be good. We wouldn't be great. And in order for us to have a best management company, we have to have excellence. So how do we show philanthropy here at PLK? There are so many ways. It's hard to even pick a couple of them, but we do 2 PLK Give Back Days every year, which is when we shut down all of our sites and our entire operations as a company in order for our people to give back. And that has been in numerous ways, from Easter Seals to Boys and Girls Club, food pantries, the Honor Ride, and food banks that we have done where we have, accepted donations from people. There have been so many different ways that we have the ability to give back, which I think everybody really enjoys and appreciates. And it's so important to us because we operate and own within these areas of Cincinnati, which we love, which is then also people who choose to rent from us, and we want to give back in the areas in which we operate.
Philanthropy at PLK is really every day, I think, in how our site teams treat the residents that come from diverse backgrounds. I think that's understanding them and providing them with a good home, I think, is a form of philanthropy. Obviously, we have our PLK days where we go and work at charity events and work for organizations that need our help. I personally am involved in some organizations myself, and I love to see that our teams embrace what we throw at them and the challenges they face at these organizations.
We show respect by shooting straight, admitting when we've messed up, not being proud, respect for our residents, completing work orders in a timely manner, returning phone calls, not ignoring people. That is so paramount to me.
Respect demonstrated at PLK is how we treat each other as teammates, how we treat our residents, and how we treat our vendors. I think there's a common value amongst all of us that want to be respected and treat people with respect.
So ownership to me means taking responsibility for one's roles and responsibilities in the position that they're in. And one of the things that is so easily identified is just how we do acquisitions, and how 9 years ago it was just a daunting task. And as we've continued to hone in on our acquisition capabilities, it's almost become as easy as a turn at one of our apartments, where every single person on our team knows exactly what they're supposed to do, and they just get it done. And we all rely on each other to do our own responsibilities, and that's why we're so successful at PLK on that particular aspect of our business. The best example I can provide as well is that, just this past December, we closed on a deal in another city in Naples, and we closed on that acquisition in 30 days smoothly. And our team had resident up and running the day of or the day after we closed on that deal. And it's just one of our competitive advantages, and it's one of the things that makes us great as a company.
Personally, my team shows ownership by handling their business every single day. They come to meetings prepared. They, describe their projects with tons of detail. They write good job scopes, and they hold their vendors accountable to, performing to that standard.
I see unity demonstrated at PLK through teamwork. We're all dedicated to the same common goal, providing great homes for our residents, and just coming together in that unified way to provide best-in-class service for our residents.
I see us united at PLK because the majority of our workforce came from hard working class middle America, and everyone views each other the same way and treats each other with respect and works together for a common goal, whether it's your department or another department calls you in to help. There's so much willingness to help amongst the entire team that I think that makes PLK a great place to be.
I see drive demonstrated at PLK just by the results. And the best example I can provide to you is that in the last 12 months, we've acquired, I think, 5 properties. We've broken ground on 4 properties. We've delivered another 2, and we're under contract to buy another 3 or 4. So the fact that we're able to accomplish these things with the team that we have just shows you how driven our employees are. And as a culture, we want to keep moving.
I see drive here at PLK. Well, I guess it kind of starts with me. I'm a drive junkie. I'm a deal junkie. Just that just internal fire, that burning, just internal fire that I wake up with every morning, and I just drive. And then my wife laughs because when I get home at night, I just crash. But I mean, there's balance in life, and the drive is just that fire inside.